Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Apex Greatness. I am your host, Russell Broderick. This way, that way, is Dario Albuquerque. Yeah, you did it right. I just am the worst at it. Thank God I'm producing.
You can see it. Can't you see
Yeah,
it?
I can see it today, too, and I just don't. It's never going to be right. Also, just like, I'm naturally inclined to point this way every time.
You should just switch our screens.
Yeah, but fuck all that. That's another day. That's for another day. Anywho, today, we're back doing fantasy football. We haven't done this in a couple weeks, and a lot of stuff's happened in the NFL. So, you suggested the best way to go through this was to do what?
All right, so we're going to go through what we think the game scripts are going to be for each game and kind of how we think the flow of the game is and who we think will thrive in each game.
We'll pick players based on that. I think that's the best way to kind of go about it. So we're going to leave it the way DraftKings has it. Also, as you can see up top in big red, the Steelers and the Titans are not playing. So we're not doing that. And they're playing. They got Tennessee has been destroyed by COVID. I think 13 players as of right now.
They've been COVID thotting. They just thotting it up. Coving it up.
just to go all there, COVID it up, just doing all this shit. I feel it. But
that's what they're doing. They're COVID it up, you know?
But but let's start where DraftKings has it started with New Orleans at Detroit. So, New Orleans and Detroit. You want to start with Detroit or New Orleans? You pick.
I'll start New Orleans if you want to do.
All right, so let's start with the Saints. Go ahead. Go ahead. Who's your? Yeah. What do you like the most? So, this is huge. Michael Thomas. Is out. Affirmative. There's. Let's see what he was officially ruled out as of today. Sunday's game. We're taping this on a Friday. Yeah. For Sunday's game in Detroit.
So we're doing the $3 for the $1 million picks, right?
We're doing what? We're doing GPP. Yeah, we're doing a GPP. So this is we're looking for the best possible ceiling plays.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say if you're doing like a W money league, Kamara is 100% a player that you want.
Oh, so you're saying cash game viable. All right, so we could do. Yeah. All right, so you like Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, because there's no you don't have Cook there playing or Michael Thomas, which are Drew Brees' favorite targets.
Yeah.
Other
Also,
than Kamara.
Did you watch?
And Kamara's a wide receiver 1 and an RB1.
Did you watch the game versus Green Bay? Did you watch that game?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so I watched every snap of that game, right? And the one thing that was abundantly clear, and it shows up right here in the targets, Drew Brees cannot throw a ball past 20 yards. Like, I was stunned. Like, I knew Kamara always gets targets. Like, that's what makes him a fantasy beast is his receptions. Like, if you look just from rushing, 6 for 58, 13 for 79, the 2 touchdowns. Obviously, the touchdowns are good, but the yardage, from a yardage perspective, he's not doing really anything special. It's all this work in the receiving game. He's a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Playing
like
running
back. Really good wide receiver 1.
Yeah. And his quarterback just won't throw a pass farther than 10 yards. So I think Kamara is absolutely cash game viable. And I'm just worried about his percentage from
I think everybody's going to have
standpoint.
Yeah.
Because you're right. There's just no, don't get me wrong. To not have shares of him, like if you have a lot of different lineups, to not have shares of him is just dumb.
Yeah.
But I think that in this scenario, even Latavius Murray, if they just decide to run the ball, we've seen the Saints when they had Mark Ingram, and even in situations with Latavius Murray, where they just pound the shit out of the football in terms of running it. And
And Detroit has a really bad
Well, that's what I was about to
Russian
say.
defense.
In terms of ranking against the run, bottom 3.
Yeah.
Like some of the worst. They get torched by everybody. This is the team Aaron Jones put up 40 against. So I look at that situation and I just say, I think Kamara is in like if Kamara doesn't smash, he probably gets injured.
Oh, don't tell me that. my season long.
I'm not wishing that he gets injured.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
but let's not even speak it into existence.
That's the only way I could see him having a bad game. His worst game of the season so far is 23.7.
Yeah.
So that's his floor right now, at least in my opinion. For this week, if he doesn't get at least 20 points, I'll be really surprised.
Do you think Traquan Smith is he's a decent cheap buy? I feel like because he's gonna have to get targets thrown to him or Emmanuel Sanders, but I don't know.
Here's the thing: they used Emmanuel Sanders a lot in the Packers game. They really got him going. They got him in the end zone.
Yeah.
But before that, he really wasn't like he was getting targets, but not really finding a lot of production. Like I said, same thing with Kamara. Yardage, not there. You know what I mean? Like these short passes because that's what Drew Brees does at this point in his career. And there's a lot of dink and dunk stuff. That's what makes Michael Thomas so good because he can run those little out plays, those little 5-10 yard plays, and Brees trusts him every time.
Yeah.
So I think Emmanuel Sanders is in a great position against the Lions, who've been destroyed by another. Their defense is just not holding up, even though they're at home.
You like Sanders over Traquan?
Definitely, because Traquan is unless I'm wrong about Drew Brees and he's going to start throwing bombs. Like that's how. Do you remember when Ted Ginn used to catch the bomb passes for Drew Brees in this offense like a year or so ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That's the role Traquan Smith's trying to fill. In my opinion, and I don't think that is viable right now. Maybe it is. The only do I think it's possible? Sure. I think it's a dart throw though, because I don't think Brees is going to be looking deep. I think they're going to be pounding the rock. I think you're going to see a lot of Murray, a lot of Kamara, and I think the short passes are going to get covered by Emmanuel Sanders out of the probably. Well, maybe he'll. I don't know. He's typically a slot receiver, but maybe he'll play on the outside considering the just decimation of their receiving corps.
Yeah.
On the Detroit side of the ball, though, Aaron Rodgers was able to pick apart this defense through the air at home. So now
they haven't been playing They haven't been playing good at all. Really.
So I gotta go look at their numbers against the league. So they're okay against the run, but they do let up passes, and that was something that you saw Aaron Rodgers take. Even though he didn't have Devonta Adams, like Lazard had a big game.
Yeah.
He did his thing through the air, and
I think Valdez had a decent game too.
Yeah, and Matthew Stafford at 5,900. Because we're gonna see when we look at the quarterbacks here, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are like Lamar 8,000, Russell Wilson almost 8,000. These guys, quarterbacks are priced really high this week.
Yeah.
And in terms of a value, here's Matt Stafford sitting here. You're guaranteed 18 points, right? At 6,000, that's 3x, right? And he's consistently throwing to two guys, right?
Yeah.
He's consistently throwing to
Jones and Galladay.
Pretty much, and Galladay he came back, first game of the season last week, and immediately
he smashed.
Stepped into the offense.
Oh, for whatever reason, I thought he did better.
17 points from a wide receiver is fine, though.
No, yeah, for sure.
6 for 57, 7 targets, got in the end zone. For
whatever reason, I thought he got in the 20, like high 20s.
His presence opens
How'd Jones do?
Marvin Jones?
Yeah.
3 for 51, caught all his targets. So just catching bombs. He moved back, but that's usually what happens. But those are the. Where's Hawkinson? Where's my guy Hawkinson? Is he playing right now or is he hurt? I can't remember. Is he getting more? So he's getting 7 targets a game right now.
No.
Or not 7 targets, but he got 7 targets in the last game and somehow saw his worst fantasy production. New Orleans ranks 32nd against the tight end. The tight end, of all the positions to look at the little green thing, or to see whether it's green or red here, the tight end is the one position that is pretty much like solid with, if it says 32 against the tight end, they're probably bad against the tight end.
Yeah.
And Hawkinson, I could see him catching a touchdown in this game, especially considering that information.
Yeah, for sure. And they're going to throw it all over the field because that's pretty much what Detroit does.
Well, we know New Orleans isn't coming in to put up 10 points and leave.
Yeah.
Like, their defense isn't good enough to sustain that. I think playing Galladay, now that I'm thinking about it, they might have Marshawn Lattimore on Galladay.
You think Jones is the better pick? Because Jones is capable of.
Honestly, I like Hawkinson out of these picks.
Off of the tight end spot?
Just like, if you're going to stack Matthew Stafford, stack him with Hawkinson and then bring it back with Kamara. Like, it could look like this. Stafford, Hawkinson, right? And then your lineup kind of looks like this to start.
Okay.
And then you can it leaves you with 5,000. It's just a nice basic stack to go with. Because assuming New Orleans goes up in the game, because they're favored, assuming New Orleans goes up, Kamara's going to get his work done, and that's going to force Stafford to throw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we're talking game script. So, I think that's a good stack to go with. We're not going to go with it here yet, but I wanted to just, if that's something you're thinking about from a lineup building perspective, I think that's a good way to go. I think Hawkinson's going to be, like, look at the other guys here. You got Andrews against Washington at 6,000. That's potentially a smash. We're going to talk about that. Waller against Buffalo. They're bad against the slot receiver tight end. That's another spot where you might see some shit. Gesicki, they just lost Jamal Adams in Seattle. So he's going to be highly owned.
Yeah.
I look at a guy like Hawkinson at 4,800 and I see the ownership going down and he's in a nice spot.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's why I'm going. That's why if I was going to stack, I think I'd go Hawkinson there. Anybody else that we want to talk about in this game that I missed?
No, I don't really care much about the running backs for Detroit.
I just like the Saints' rush defense, so I'm not playing Adrian Peterson, but he's Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
he runs the ball. If he gets in the end zone twice, I won't be playing him personally.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
All right, let's move on. Next game. All right, Chicago Bears versus the Colts. Right? Chicago Bears, new quarterback, Nick Foles. Mitch Trubisky, finally benched.
Slinging Dick Foles.
I am fucking excited because they finally have somebody to throw the ball to this fucking talented core of players. Like, this is a team that everybody thinks sucks. Like, their offense sucks. But it's really just Mitch is one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks in our league. And it makes them all horrible. Like, Allen Robinson, great example, right? Allen Robinson, if you take away the top game, he's getting 3 for 33, 5 for 74 with fucking Trubisky. Targets, he's getting 9 targets a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once he gets a quarterback that can throw, bang. Smash. Total smash, right?
But you think Foles could do that consistently?
I think Foles can do it more consistently. Put it this way. From a Allen Robinson standpoint, if we're talking about just Allen Robinson here, I think 10 to 13 targets is what you're going to see from him if he's healthy every week. So I think if you have him in season long, you're in a nice spot right now. The problem is they're going against the Colts, who have been one of the better defenses in football over the beginning of this year. There haven't been a
Yeah.
lot of solid defenses, but the Colts have been one of them. They dominated. They were the highest priced on DraftKings last week, and they were worth every fucking penny. 26 points, 3 interceptions, 2 sacks, 2 defensive touchdowns. Totally smashed.
Yeah.
So if you're not gonna play any Bears, the reason would be you would play the Colts defense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, because you just think the Foles thing only happened because it was Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about David Montgomery?
He's gonna be by himself this week, right? Or was he? Or has he been for the last 2 weeks?
So Cohen just tore his ACL.
Yeah.
But you can see, I don't know if this is a pretty decent workload. You know what I mean? In terms of like when you're looking at the attempts here and the targets, he wasn't even getting 3 targets a game last year.
Yeah.
And Cohen was not really doing a lot of damage anyways. So
Yeah.
I just gotta find Cohen real quick. Cohen.
Probably could just type his name in.
Yeah, I know. I'm just stupid. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, yeah, Tariq Cohen. So like, this is what I'm saying. Like he was getting some work in every game, but I mean, I don't know if Montgomery's gonna get that little bit and those 15 touches become like 20,
25.
20, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at a fucking stud because there's just not a lot of bell cow running backs left in the league, and from a fantasy perspective, those are the guys you want to come after as much as possible.
Yeah.
So,
because you definitely hate having to figure out which one if it's like a split carry role or something. You hate having to figure out who's the one that's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
That week. And
that is a great transition to the other side of the ball because we got Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines sitting here at 6,600 and 4,700. Jonathan Taylor so far in the past few weeks has gotten all the work.
Yeah.
Hines saw more work here from a receiving standpoint against the Jets, but if we go to Taylor, 13 for 59, like it's really just about how much is Nyheim Hines going to dig into the workload.
Yeah.
Because they like him there. For me, against Chicago, they have to go on the road to play Chicago.
Are there going to be fans?
In Chicago?
Yeah, I don't know if it's... That can matter a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think it matters much. It's very minimal.
The amount of fans I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. But it'll be cold, more than likely.
Oh, yeah, true.
in the Windy City.
What's the weather?
Yeah, hold on. Let's get the weather.
I didn't know if I thought they had it on the app.
They do, but it's like not. It's not like in depth. NFL weather report. All right, so we're on Roto Grinders for weather. Week 4. Okay, here we go. Indianapolis, Chicago. Chance for some showers, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds.
Oh, okay.
That is the deal right
now. How cold is it going to be?
Let's go to Chicago. Find it.
2:30, baby. Too early, baby.
All right, I got it.
Oh, okay. You know what that song is?
No, I know what it is. Fucking Juicy Drake. But it looks like rain for the beginning of the game, but then just like 55 and 14, 15 mile an hour winds. So it'll be windy. Not a lot. So they're gonna.
It's not too bad.
But they're probably gonna run the ball a lot.
Yeah, I can see that. But I'd definitely go with the Colts running backs over
You would take Jonathan Taylor over David Montgomery in the same game?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, I think I would disagree on that one right here. Solely because of workload. I just don't know what's going on with Nyheim Hines. And if this game
Yeah.
is competitive, they're going to play both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Taylor's more likely to go off in a blowout where they just need to, like,
I just feel like Colts are going to blow them out, though.
one of these against Minnesota. You think the Colts are going to blow them out? If you
Yeah.
think the Colts are going to blow them out, like, you don't think anybody on Chicago stands a chance to score points?
I mean, the Colts defense is pretty good. But there's definitely always a chance.
Because if I were you,
honestly,
go ahead.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, if I'm building a lineup, I would stay away from Chicago, personally, because I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get. But other people might feel differently if you follow that team more or something.
Yeah, if I was gonna play this game, like if you were just going for a total dart throw,
yeah,
again, this would probably be my stack. Not would be my stack. This would be your stack. If you think the Colts are gonna smash them, do this and then just hope Allen Robinson just does this shit again, where he just gets it on volume.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. For me, I think I'm playing the Bears defense in this situation because I don't like Philip Rivers on the road. And I really like David Montgomery at 5,500 here with the Bears defense at home. Like that. I would just leave it like that, and then I might not even play anybody. I don't know. I just don't see Indianapolis, unless their defense is for real, in which case this is fucked up. But I don't know. Chicago's a tough place to play. They got a lot going on right there, or going on up there. And I think they're unified behind Nick Foles. And I could see David Montgomery getting like 22 carries for like 105 yards and a touchdown or two. I could see that world. At home, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a lot of work considering the weather also when we look back here.
Yeah. I can see that. Like, I could see that being a big thing if you feel like it's going to be it's going to be heavy on the running game. But I don't know. I don't think I'm one of those people that when you ask if Chicago's contenders or pretenders, I think that they're pretenders.
Right. But what makes you feel that way?
Because I feel like they've come back from two straight they've come back from blowouts. Mm-hmm. So, like,
but that's been happening especially a lot in the NFL this year.
Yeah. So for me, like, I feel like you wouldn't, because you more so want to go, if you want to do safer, you want to go with the running game if you feel like they're going to be up a lot of the game and they're going to depend on it a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, if you want to go super safe, you'd pick the running game of the home team. In my opinion, it just depends on how you look at it. Because how much are the Colts favored?
But I don't think home teams matter as much now because of COVID.
I agree.
There's not as much crowd. Like, usually that would definitely play a factor, but right now, because it's more on neutral ground when they're playing, I feel like it goes to who's just better. I feel like the Colts are just, and the defense is just much better, and I feel like especially if they go ahead quick, like, they're gonna have to start throwing it. And I don't know if I trust Nick Foles 100% yet. I'd have to see it a few more times before I put money on it.
This is the sleeping giant. It's T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah. How many targets has he gotten?
It's been getting less and less every week for whatever reason. But they need him.
Yeah.
They need him. And at some point, this bubble is going to burst.
Yeah.
Because he's their number one receiver. Like, he got a call from his grandmother last week to try and get him going. I don't know what I was going with that. I was telling anyone who would listen, the grandma narrative. But I I don't know.
Is Doyle playing?
Good question.
Because if not, a little sleeper for tight end is Cox.
Big Cox.
Cox,
My man.
yeah, Cox.
Big
Cox
Cox.
did pretty good last week.
He's Mo Alley, Big Cox. This is my guy. Fucking,
Yeah, like 14,
where is Doyle?
14.
Hold on. Even with Doyle being out there,
You think Cox?
Doyle wasn't targeted in over 32 offensive snaps. He wasn't even.
But he was
targeted.
coming off an injury.
True.
So that's why I didn't. That's why I don't take that 100% with it. Yeah, I take it with a grain of salt.
Bears are rough against tight ends. Jimmy Graham in this game. 3,800 last week, completely destroyed.
Mr. Grambo.
People call him Grandpa because he's slow as fuck. But it doesn't matter how slow you are. If you can turn around in the end zone and catch a fucking ball twice, you get fucking a shit ton of points. So
Facts.
This is the only thing that scares me. Is this? This is horrifying.
What?
If this is for real, then you should play Jonathan Taylor and the Colts defense. But they'll be low owned. Those guys will be super low owned. That I know for sure.
Yeah.
Tournament dart throw. Sure. All right.
Has Hines ever really
who
been a big deal? Hines, I don't know. I don't know how much he can take away from that because
he's just had such a good start to the season.
Oh, okay.
That's what scares me, just from a volume perspective. Look at the volume he's getting. There's one game where he didn't do shit, but that game they destroyed. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That game script worked out where they didn't need him at all. But when they, look here, it was another blowout, but this time they decided, we'll put him in. And they gave him mad targets and shit. You never really know where they're going.
Yeah. How many targets did he get? 8?
8 in the first game where he totally.
So he's
blew
bigger
up
in the
slate.
Passing game.
He's a passing. Taylor, he's definitely a passing game guy, and Jonathan Taylor's so far has not gotten the targets to warrant. Only in that first game, which seems to be an anomaly at this point.
How many attempts has he got? He had 26 one game, 13 9. Yeah. It's so.
But you just don't know. So I don't know what it's. I'm sure it's game script dependent, and I'm just not sure what they want to do with it. So I think I'd play Montgomery. I think I'd play Allen Robinson, but it's tough to justify that against the Colts. But these are dart throws, just considering volume and stuff like that.
Yeah. And you wouldn't play any tight end?
Oh yeah. And I want to play. I would play. No, I don't know if I'd play. I need to see
Cox
more.
Is up in the air.
I need to see more from Big Cox. I need to see more.
Cox.
My man, Giant Cox. I got to see more. More Cox. That's basically it. How many times can I say Cox in 2 minutes? Do you think?
How many Cox? What it would cock and the cock. Oh.
This is good. All right, so this is good. That's enough of that. All right, so we have Cardinals coming to Carolina to play the Panthers. Panthers have been competitive in pretty much every game. They lose. They lose, but wait, actually, that's not. Wait, what I said? No, they were competitive in 2 out of 3 games. Excuse me. Because against Tampa Bay they got smashed. But who do you want to start? Arizona or Carolina?
We could start Arizona.
All right, so
Hopkins, I know he was questionable. What did he have? Was it a rib injury? I can't remember.
Let's see. Ankle is a game time decision, and this is a 1:00 game. So at least we'll find out before lock. We'll find out before lock if he's playing or not. If he plays, you play him. That's it. If he plays, you fucking play him.
For sure. You try even if he has a possible ankle injury. You don't think you could go to one of the other receivers?
There's just no getting around this. This is the thing. There's just no getting around this target share. This is absurd.
Yeah.
This is absolutely absurd. There's no if he plays, he's getting 10 targets. If he gets 10 targets, he's putting up 20 points. That's it. Like,
yeah,
you play Hopkins, and he's going against Carolina, who are garbage at defense,
yeah, yeah.
and specifically
Facts.
bad against the run. If Hopkins does not play, this man has burned people in the last few weeks. He's sitting at the exact same price he sat at pretty much all season, this $6,000 range. He's going against one of the worst defenses in the league against the run.
Yeah.
They've consistently given up fantasy points to running backs. At some point, this is another guy. At some point, he's going to smash. Excuse me. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Do you think you could do a stack with him, Murray, and then one of the receivers?
The reason why you can't stack him is because his target shares to the opposite of DeAndre Hopkins. If Hopkins doesn't play, then I could see this being the move that they go with.
Because I was more so this is what the perspective I was thinking of.
Uh-huh.
So if you stack him and Murray, and then you pretty much pick one of the receivers you think is going to have the most targets, which is obviously Hopkins. So you get the run game and the pass game for that, and I feel like they're going to put up points. So
right, but
you get
the only thing in terms of a stack is with a running back stack, you want a running back that's going to catch passes from your quarterback because that's going to directly translate to points. That's how the stack works. You can't if he doesn't like. Honestly, the biggest reason why Kenyon Drake has not popped off this year is because Kyler Murray has taken all of the touchdowns. All of the touchdowns. So, I don't know. That's the scary thing about playing Kenyon Drake. Hold on.
Does Kyler get the touchdown or does Drake? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing that I don't. That's the thing that I don't know. I just worry about playing Murray. I don't think.
How many running attempts does he have? 5, 8.
But they're all at the goal line. That's the thing. They're all at the fucking goal line.
Yeah, that's
true. That's the thing that scares me about playing Kenyon Drake. Because if they just say fuck it, we're just going to give it to Drake. Like if fucking Kyler Murray comes off the field one time and is like, ooh, my ankle is bothering me. I can still play, but I don't want to run as much. Literally, all these turn into touchdowns. And this is a completely different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just looks very different. So, Drake's in the smash spot.
Yeah. I can see that.
So, that's what I'm thinking. So, I think let's add him to the lineup for now. I'll keep that because he's a nice $6,000 guy. If we want to get rid of him later, we'll get rid of him later. But I'm going to keep him in there for now. Because the one thing I'm sure of, somebody is getting touchdowns for on the ground on this Carolina team.
Yeah.
Now,
how's Arizona's run defense?
Not great, but it doesn't even matter because their pass defense is also not great. Like they're 8th, but it's really because Patrick Peterson just dominates the main guy usually.
Yeah. He's
one of the best corners in football. The thing about Mike Davis, another guy. 15 points, 1 rushing attempt for 1 yard. He is a pass-catching running back. In a point per reception game like DraftKings is, you want these type of guys. Yeah. And at 5,700, this is a fucking misprice.
Because look at that. The last two weeks he had 8 receptions each week. So that's automatic 8 points. So that's saying his floor is 8.
Yeah. From a
Not
cash
to
game
mention
perspective,
what he's gonna get.
From a cash game perspective, you have to play him. I think.
Yeah.
There's no reason he won't get these 8 or 9 targets again. Yeah. Absolutely none. They're just using him like Christian McCaffrey, and it's working.
Yeah. I actually like that more than the Drake pick, to be honest.
All right, so then
because Drake, there's so much of a risk with Kyler, and I could very well see Kyler just hogging all the touchdowns.
So then we should do it like this. If we're gonna do that, why don't we just go Kyler? Nah, actually, we'll just leave it. We could keep Davis in there though, because there's a couple other quarterbacks that I see.
Because that's a nice little cheap, and he could probably get you a nice 20 points easy.
Possibly. There's a path to 20 points there.
Yeah.
Robbie Anderson.
How many points?
Oh, hold on. You're good. Wait, how many points? What?
I was just gonna ask how many points has he gotten for the last 2 weeks, but that's fine.
Oh, he's gotten. We just looked at it. He got 15 points in the first time, and that was like
Yeah.
half a game. And then the full game, he got 23. He was used just like McCaffrey. He wasn't obviously as productive as McCaffrey, but he was pretty close.
Yeah.
Still giving you poor man's McCaffrey numbers. So I'm pretty comfortable putting Mike Davis in.
Yeah, for sure.
This is what I was going to say. I was going to say Robbie Anderson, 5,400. He's their number one receiver. I don't know if Patrick Peterson's going to guard him because I could see him guarding DJ Moore.
Yeah. Is DJ Moore? Is he healthy?
Yeah, I believe so.
I feel like he hasn't been playing because last year he smashed.
Yeah, well, he was also who was the quarterback last year? Wasn't Cam. It was a backup. Fuck.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
That was his number. DJ Moore was his number one guy.
Yeah.
But look, the 1 week where DJ Moore got the 13 targets, 8 for 120.
Yeah.
He's just, in my opinion, I think he's the second option for Bridgewater. I really believe that.
Yeah.
So I think I would rather I would play
Roby.
Anderson. If you think it's because one thing that we know about Arizona, they play fast no matter what. They get a lot of plays at the end of the game are run. So they just run it at a very fast pace. So I
like that.
I could see Robbie Anderson getting a bomb. He's leading the I think he's leading the team in targets on the year. Pretty sure. But he's just been so consistent. So I don't know. I like him at 5,400. But Arizona, if both these guys don't play, I really don't like Isabella at all. I think it's a fluky kind of play. But if both of those guys don't play, Isabella's in the smash. He's going to get way more than 4 targets. He's going to get put in the Hopkins role. If Hopkins and Kirk don't play, I don't think they're going to rev the engine on Larry just yet. Because I think they think that this might be the makings of a playoff team. So I think they'll opt to save Larry for later in the season.
Yeah, when it matters.
If he's still got it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think I would play Larry in this game. I think I might even have Larry in some lineup somewhere. But I thought he was going to really do a lot last week, and he did less than he's done all season so far. So I don't feel comfortable playing him. But again, he's an all-time legend. So at any moment, he could dunk in his way into fucking a 20-point game.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. But let's keep Mike Davis in there. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody?
They don't have. What are the tight ends?
People have a
Nothing really.
People have a chubby for Dan Arnold. I'm not interested. Personally. People are like, oh, he's getting targets in this fast offense. Fuck that. Fuck you, Dan Arnold. Block.
Yeah.
I will be not worrying about that. Again, I will look stupid tomorrow or fucking on Monday when he has 4 touchdowns on 4 catches and fucking that he's the only guy Kyler throws to. But I will pass on that one. All right, Baltimore, Washington. Is Chase Young gonna play?
I didn't see anything on it.
Look at this. Terry McLaurin is questionable. Steven Sims is out. The Ravens' defense is one of the best in football.
Yeah.
If you are going to stack, you play Lamar, you play Andrews, and then you play the Ravens' defense.
Yeah.
And then you're done. If you really want to get crazy, you could do this. And you're done. That's it. These are the guys he throws to. And this defense, outside of Kansas City, smashed.
Yeah.
So, I really think that's as straightforward as it gets, especially if McLaurin doesn't play.
Yeah, that's a fact.
If you're doing a cash game, you literally can't go wrong with this. Marquise Brown's getting 6 targets a game. If he gets 6 targets a game, he should hit that 10-point mark. He should. Like, he almost did it there. Kansas City was a rough game for him. And then in Cleveland, he got his 100 yards. So, Andrews, same deal. He dropped a bunch of passes in the Kansas City game. A bunch of passes. He had 8 targets. I think he had like 3 drops. And I think he's going to come back like wanting to. I think they're going to want to put him in a good position to smash.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Especially after just getting smacked.
If you don't want to double stack with Brown and Andrews, these are the 2 guys that Lamar throws the ball to. You could just stack with Andrews. I'm positive this dude's going to have a good game. Positive. Of the high-priced tight ends, Kelsey's up here against against New England. You told me that you think that that's where Belichick's going to go to be the first person he locks up, which I could see. So I like that. If you're going to just play, I think that's like as safe as it gets. I have no idea how the ownership's going to be on Lamar Jackson at 8,100. That's really high for a quarterback to be priced at. But he's obviously worth it. His floor is fucking 15 points. So I think I just don't know if everybody's gonna just jump on Lamar, because there's Russell Wilson in Miami. You know what I mean? Like,
I could
Mahomes,
see a lot.
There's a lot of options.
Especially with how Russ has been playing, I feel like he's gonna be the highest owned.
Yeah, there's a lot of friggin' options. But I like that stack. If you have the money to do it, I really like that stack. Yeah. And I would love to give competent plays on the Washington side of the ball, but with no Terry McLaurin, and McLaurin, he was added to the injury report on Thursday, so you never want to see that in the middle of the week, and I just don't think he's going to be 100%, and this Ravens defense is going to be hungry.
Yeah.
And I just don't. Even though Washington's at home, I see that to being if Chase Young plays, he brings a new element to that defense, and that defense has totally played.
It's
better than I expected.
Yeah.
So I can totally see a universe where, like, Washington surprises a lot of people, but if none of those guys on offense are playing, this is a fucking 36-9. Classic Ravens beatdown.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. Anything else?
No, I agree.
It's like, no, that's it. This running situation, Ingram and Dobbins, I would stay as far away from that as possible. That was the only other thing I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah.
Chargers at Tampa Bay. Looks like rain. Let's go to the weather report. So, this says raining all freaking game. When it rains, there is one thing and one thing only that is consistent. And that is the running game. And Ronald Jones is alone in the backfield this week.
You think they're just gonna
Ronald Jones
split him with McCoy?
No, they haven't. They haven't once yet this year. And when Ronald Jones got all the work, 17 rushing attempts, 3 targets. Even when he was splitting it with Fournette, he's getting 4 targets a game. I think Ronald Jones, considering the weather, is in an absolute smash against Carolina team. Or not Carolina. The Chargers, right?
Yeah.
I'm not picking Fournette.
The Chargers might be pretty decent against the running
I think I am tired of hearing that. So this is my thing. I've heard for the last 2 weeks that the Chargers I should not be playing against people against the Chargers, and I've made money in both situations. The Chargers defense is overrated, extremely overrated, and I could see Tom Brady at home, even in the rain. I could see Tom Brady at home, just dissecting them from a I know what to do standpoint. If that makes any sense.
But don't you think that Tom Brady's been not himself?
Well, he played awesome last week.
Who did he go against?
The Denver Broncos, a team that usually fucks him up, but they've played like shit They don't have their starters and anything, but he threw the ball accurately, which is something that also. What week is it? It's week 4.
Yeah.
So
this is the do or die thing. But the only thing that's bad about this team is there's injury. There's a good amount of injuries, so it's like you can't really.
So I think Godwin being out,
Evans
puts Evans in a tough spot because I think Casey Hayward's going to guard Evans, and it's just about how much you respect Casey Hayward as a defender.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is out for the Chargers, so that puts Keenan Allen in an awesome spot to get another 19 targets. Wow.
Yeah,
actually, you know
I
what?
like
this is what we're doing. I don't even care if it's raining.
But Tampa Bay's defense has been. I would care if it's raining for sure.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah.
I could see if he gets 19 targets, he's probably finishing with a similar stat line to what we're seeing here.
Yeah. And do you think that? Because who they go against, Carolina last week?
Yeah.
Whose defense do you like better? I think I like Tampa Bay's defense much better than Carolina's.
Well, that's true. You could also look at it from that perspective and say, well, how much is the Bucs defense this week? They're 3,400. That's pretty affordable for a team that's pretty well dominated. And in the rain, it's going to be low scoring. I could see that.
And I don't know how much I trust that quarterback for
Gabbert. Is it Gabbert? Who is that?
Not Gabbert.
Herbert.
Herbert. Yeah. Because honestly, so a lot of people look at the Kansas City game as a big deal for the kid, but when you think about it, he came in literally last second before the game, and Kansas City had planned for Taylor the whole week. So
yeah,
and then the very next week he only put up 16 points. So I don't know how much you can rely on the kid.
Yeah, I can. That makes sense,
especially against a good defense. If it's going to be, Tampa Bay is as good as we think it is.
I like playing Tampa Bay's defense this week, actually, because there's one more thing that I always consider. The Chargers are a West Coast team flying east. They will be playing in the morning to them, and it's going to be a shitty game. Like it's going to be horrific weather, according to the weather report so far. That may change.
They were just in Carolina, right?
Sunday. They were just where?
They were just in
the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think they.
So they probably did they go back to LA and then come back?
I think they did. I don't think every team did what San Francisco did, where they stayed in Virginia, and then.
That's so weird.
I know you'd think more teams would do that, but.
Especially when it's Tampa Bay and then. Carolina and then Tampa Bay, they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
So,
but I like playing the Bucs defense in that rainy environment.
Yeah.
So we can do that. All right. Seattle, Miami.
I was thinking, what do you think about Gronk? Because I'm thinking.
Thank you.
Because I
with the rain,
I picked him up in my season long just in case he pops off, so I could trade him.
If Godwin doesn't play, which he's not playing, obviously.
He's not playing. He's not playing for the next 2 weeks.
If Miller doesn't play, which I don't know.
I'm not sure if he is.
It's a hip and groin injury.
Oh, he was a full participant.
But he's still listed as questionable.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to. They're going to reevaluate him on Saturday. So we'll know before game time. And they play. What time do they play? 1 o'clock. So we'll know before lock. If they both don't play, Gronk just came off a 7-target game. But here's the thing. The only reason why I wouldn't play him is because of the rain. I don't want to play anybody in the rain if I don't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are recipes, especially if you're somebody like Brady who's smart and has played in all kinds of weather like that. Like those are run the ball games.
That is true.
Like I would play
because I was thinking of Gronk before. Yeah, I was thinking of Gronk before I knew about the rain stuff. So
yeah,
I just figured it would be nice to mention him just because
that would be the only situation where I would.
I feel
if
like
it clears up, I'll play. 100%.
Yeah, on a normal day, for sure. Because he's gonna be low owned for sure.
He's getting targets
And
now.
he's going to get a lot of targets, especially with Godwin and if Miller's out.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
All right, next game. Let's go. Seattle, Miami. This is projected to have an extremely high point total. You got Fitz.
Fact.
Do you think? Are we seeing Fitz magic or Fitz tragic? Who are we seeing?
I think he's gonna have to be Fitzmagic. Either way, he's gonna have to throw the ball a lot because Russell's gonna be. Russell Wilson's gonna be slinging it. He's been.
Looks like clear skies. It's so weird. Tampa, it's fucking shitty as fuck, and then Miami, fine. I know they're not that close to each other, but still, you'd think. But would you put money on Fitzpatrick putting 300 yards up?
Yeah, I mean the Seattle's defense is pretty bad right now.
Okay, so here's my thought process, right? If he's going to get 300 yards, there's only one way he's going to get it, and that's by passing to him. Passing to him. Yeah. And that would be the stack that I was hoping to go with here.
Facts.
Because Gesicki, even though it says 6th here,
yeah,
Jamal Adams is out for the year.
For the whole year?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh wow!
I'm pretty sure it's the year. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I can look. I can't look up defensive players right now.
Oh, that's fine. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, look it up. I'm pretty sure he's going to be out for the year, and at minimum, he's out for this game. And another team that's on the West Coast coming east. Another one of those situations. Now, Seattle, I expect to be a little more prepared for something like that, but I love Gesicki and I love Devontae Parker this week, which means I love Brian Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Now,
I think that's definitely a power move right there.
Is Jamal Adams healthy? Or is
Jamal Adams?
Is he out?
He's out for this week.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything about.
Well, then that's even if it's just for this week. I thought he was out for the year. My bad. I love Mike Gesicki this week. When he plays the slot, he gets the targets and he smashes. Buffalo not good against the slot. He took advantage. Like Devontae Parker, as long as he's healthy, targets, catches every week.
Yeah.
And Fitzmagic's crazy ass. He'll run every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like he gets fantasy points. Now, if you want to go crazy with the bring back, you could play Lockett.
Definitely.
And you could play Metcalf. Because the same thing, Russell Wilson also only throws to 2 fucking guys.
Yeah.
And one of them is DK Metcalf.
And Chris Carson's might be out.
Well, that's the other thing.
All depends on he practiced in I think maybe in a limited capacity today, but they said or he might have practiced at full, but they said that they wanted to see him.
But if they just get their averages, right? If they just get their averages, 20, 20 points, right here, right from Fitzmagic.
Yeah.
25 from Lockett, but let's just assume 20. 20 from Metcalf, right?
Yeah.
Fucking 12 from Parker, 15 from Gesicki, and considering how beat up that Seahawk defense is, I could see it being a little bit more than that. That's a nice little stack. It might be super popular, but I could see people being scared to click Fitzmagic. I can see them clicking Parker, maybe staying away from Gesicki. Sometimes people get scared of that red. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Parker, I feel like, will be at 5,700. He's going to be in a lot of lineups. He'll be in a lot of my lineups. And this is just a mega stack that could totally smash.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be higher owned, but I don't think you're going to see one with all these guys in the same lineup. I think that is unique.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty solid lineup right there.
Yeah, so let's run with it. Let's fucking run with it.
Yeah.
Are there any other plays that I didn't mention in the lineup. Travis Homer's 4,000. If he gets all the work in the Seattle system, that's a sure. That's just one of those. Hey Russell, fuck you, buddy. Here's 3 touchdowns from this guy that you have none of your lineups. That was minimum price. Just one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a big one of these. Like fucking horrible. I'm hoping they do what they've been doing. Another guy, Greg Olsen or Will Disley. Will Disley smashed last year. He was one of the best tight ends in football.
He ruptured his Achilles.
He was on pace to have a breakout. Excuse me. He wasn't one of the best tight ends in football. He was on pace to have a breakout. And so, I don't know. Will Disley's another guy, but like, you know, that's a dart throw at 2,500. But there's potential for lots of guys to score in this game. And if Carson or Hyde doesn't play, Wilson might just take off and do what this guy's been doing, what Kyler Murray's been doing, and just run at the goal line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I feel like he's more hesitant though.
But we'll keep that. We'll go with the Miami side of it, and we'll have a mega stack with that. So that's how we'll play. So let's do Jacksonville, Cincinnati. This is a sneaky shootout, I think. 2 defenses that are ass soup that are going up against 2 quarterbacks that are not afraid to just sling the shit out of it.
Is Finley really?
This is the biggest thing right here.
A slingster?
DJ Shark will not carry his injury designation into his game. When he plays well.
Yeah.
And Gardner Minshew loves to target him. I love DJ Shark against Cincinnati. This is like kind of fucked up because Cincinnati's 6 against wide receivers, but it's really just because no one has to fucking throw against them. Because they just run it. 181 yards a game. So I don't think that they're actually as good against the pass as that leads on.
Yeah.
So I feel very comfortable. I'd feel very comfortable playing DJ Shark this week. That kid James Robinson, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
James Robinson, proven himself to be a fucking stud.
Yeah, he's wild.
And look at the targets he's getting. Look at the targets. Like, you can't deny stuff like this. Points are points, and he's getting the points. Even in situations where they get blown out, or in situations where it's close. He's getting the production. I love this.
Yeah.
So, at 6,500, he's a nice value. I don't think a lot of people are going to click on his name.
Yeah, facts. I agree with that.
Joe Mixon, he's yet to do really a lot, but he's getting the workload every single week. And Jacksonville, they're bad.
Middle of the packet.
You know what I mean? So, like, what do you call it? Myles Gaskin did work against them last week, so Joe Mixon's good enough to... These are just guys that I think there's a path for them to get points, but they're not going to be highly owned, and there's a low shot. The only one I could see, like, pretty much I could see this even being cash game valuable is DJ Shark. I think DJ Shark is going to have a big game. Coming back.
Okay.
They've been desperate for a wide receiver 1 there. I don't know. What about Burrow, AJ Green, Boyd? How do you feel about these guys?
AJ Green has gotten a lot of targets. He just hasn't really done much with it. And I mean, this dude hasn't really been throwing him the best balls. I feel like.
It's also like he doesn't trust his body 100%. Like, this is what he said last week. He said he's starting to feel more comfortable on the field after missing the entire 2019 season. Like, I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't think about the ankle the first game. For me, it's just about going out there and having full confidence. Sounds like Derrick Rose back in the day. Like, of when he was trying to come back and having not a lot of confidence in his body. That type of shit scares me. I've tried to play him because I think he's going to be a low-owned guy who's always going to get a lot of looks, but I just don't know. I don't know. That's like from Kenyon Drake's. When I look at Kenyon Drake, that's a guy who's burned me, but I could just see the path every week. With AJ Green, I could see the path, but it's just like what I see from him scares me. It's not like Drake where I see, he can move, he can do shit. Like it's not all Drake's fault that the fantasy production hasn't been there.
Yeah.
So that one worries me. But let's see, who else today? Did I miss anybody here? Green. Boyd is his number one
I
wide
could see
receiver.
Boyd. Yeah.
That could do well. Tyler Eifert.
Well, it's
Tyler Eifert's getting targets. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's his most productive. I don't know how many targets has Boyd got.
Let us see.
Because Green's been getting anywhere from
I think like 6 or 7 a game. I want to say. Yeah, averaging 17 fantasy points a game. Back-to-back 20 points. Last week, 13 targets.
Oh yeah,
10
13
for 125.
targets.
Another guy probably will not get a lot of clicks.
Yeah.
But there's a path. There's a fucking path.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Especially if people are focusing on AJ Green.
Yeah. All right.
Cleveland versus Dallas might be a shootout too. There's a ton of games.
Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
Well, how much we have left? We have 10,000 left?
We're doing good. Yeah, we have 5,000 each for 2 more picks. We're doing good.
Yeah.
But hold on. The thing with Cleveland and Dallas. Kareem Hunt has a groin injury. Running backs don't play well with groin injuries, even if they play through it. They cannot get the explosion, from their groin, I guess. I don't know shit. I'm not fucking... Clearly, I don't have muscles. So... but fucking... But that's what I've heard based on all the reports that I've been reading and the people that I listen to. That it is a very difficult injury to get through from a running back. For a running back, so I don't know if he's gonna play.
What time is that game?
That game is 1:00.
Oh, okay, that's good. At least 1.
If Kareem Hunt does not play, Nick Chubb is going to smash the world. Because he's going to get 30 carries, and he's going to get all the passing down work that he doesn't get right now. Because Kareem Hunt is so good at what he does in that department.
Yeah.
And, if you give these... And this isn't even a lot of work, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But if you give this little bit of work here to Chubb, it just forces Chubb into this world where it says they're ranked 5th against running backs, but 127 yards a game is 127 yards a game.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Brown smashed them in week 1. And I love Nick Chubb this week if Hunt doesn't play. If Hunt does play, I like Chubb, but I like him less. I think he could totally have a game, but I definitely like him less if Hunt plays.
Yeah. I think it's smartest for them to establish the run against Dallas anyways, in order to stay in that game, to be honest.
What do you think about Zeke?
I feel like he'll do pretty good.
Horribly inefficient last week, but he still got his points.
Yeah, but it was like a throwing fest. I think that game.
Yeah.
It was just I could
Zeke
see
got
why
11
he would.
targets, so.
Yeah. Caught 6 of them.
What about? Let's see. How much is Cooper this week? Oh, they finally bumped Cooper's price up a little bit. I've been playing Cooper a lot because he's just so fucking underpriced. But
yeah.
Cooper at 6,700 is a little bit more fair. Dalton Schultz at 4,300 is a guy.
Yeah.
Cleveland's historically horrible against the tight end. And targets. 10 2 weeks ago, 6 last week, 4 in week 1 when he started as the second string. I could see Dalton Schultz finishing with a decent floor, like a 10-point floor, but if he catches a touchdown, there's a universe where there's a path to 20 points for him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be afraid to click him if you're looking for a lower priced tight end.
Yeah.
What about
Houston and Minnesota will be a shootout too, probably.
So this is another game. I was going to trade Deshaun Watson in my fantasy league this week, and then I saw that he was playing Minnesota, and I saw that Cam Newton was playing Kansas City, who just fucked Lamar Jackson up, and I was like, I think I'll just play it safe and say that Deshaun Watson is in the smash right here. Minnesota Vikings have not been able to stop anybody through the air. Anybody. I'm going to repeat that. Anybody. And Houston's at home.
That's another nice little combo you could put Deshaun with Fuller.
So Fuller in these positions.
And maybe the tight end.
Fuller in these positions. Because the reason why Minnesota is not as good this year on defense as they were is the lack of speed on the field. The last time I saw a situation like this where a team did have a good defense but lost their speed was last year with the Atlanta Falcons. Will Fuller absolutely annihilated them. Like the best fantasy game in like years. I'm pretty sure I can get his game log from the previous year. So game log. So I want to bring up that one. Here we go. Because he was like on and off injured.
Yeah.
And where's Atlanta? Here we go. 53 fantasy points in this league by this team's scoring standard. Had 14 catches for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, I'm not trying to say he's going to have 14 catches for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns, but I am going to say that 100 yards and a touchdown is borderline locked for Will Fuller this week.
Yo, I'm so hyped because I have him in my year-long league, so I hope
he's 5,900. Do you want to play him here?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
So we'll just do that. We have a lot of 1 o'clock guys. We're going to need an afternoon guy for this last running back spot. But let's keep going.
Who's the...
Because we're about to hit the afternoon games, so we're good.
Yeah.
But, oh wait.
Singletary.
Oh wait. Oh, you know, there was another guy I wanted to talk about. Because Houston Texans also don't have a good defense. And Dalvin Cook destroyed last week.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I think Dalvin Cook is in a similar spot this week, and I don't think maybe he'll be highly owned because of all the stuff that happened last week, but on the road against the Texans in a game where I'm sure they're going to be putting up lots of points, I could see one of those games from Dalvin Cook where it's that shit that was pissing me off about him to start the year where he gets 14 attempts and like you got a luck box a touchdown because he's just not getting the passing down work. Like 5 targets last week, but still not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
So if he gets 20 attempts, I expect him to have 20 points. But I don't know if the game script works out that in his favor that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I can see that.
There's so many plays
cheap running back might be. What about Singletary? I feel like Singletary might do well. Because he's gonna be the three down back.
Oh, hold on, we're getting there. We're almost there. What was you say? We kept this format the whole way. We might as well keep it.
Oh, okay. I just thought we were getting the last running back.
Hold on. Well, we're about to finish the game. So, Giants at Rams. Okay. These are the teams that I like to target, Dario. I feel like I've brought this up 3 or 4 times now. Jared Goff. At home against the Giants. How many people does Jared Goff throw to?
About 2.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You can pretty much.
No. Actually, 3.
Well, that's why I said
forgot about Woods.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, wow, I was forgetting about Higbee. But the thing about Higbee is, he's very matchup dependent, and the Giants aren't known for giving up points to the tight end like that. So I don't see Higbee totally smashing in this position. Usually, Goff against the Giants throws a fuck ton and just lights them up. And at home, I will take that. I will take Kupp and Woods to stack. And if you want to bring it back with somebody on the Giants, bring it back with either Golden Tate or Slayton. I think one of them is due to get, because the Rams can be totally attacked. Or if you want to try like Devontae Freeman, you can do that too. But
you usually see both receivers pop off though. I think last week they did, but I feel like it's not usual.
Oh, it's when they were the big three with Kupp, Woods, and Brandon Cooks. It was always 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
And one of them would have like a nuclear top 3 week. It was always, and you had to guess which one it was on any given week. So like sometimes you could just smell out a Woods week. Like if Robert Woods, I gotta find him. If Robert Woods had gone a couple of games, actually the best way to prove this would be to look at last year. If Robert Woods had gone a couple of games without going off, you could just like smell it. You'd just be like, this is a Woods game. Bad passing defense. Because they're so analytical the way they go about it.
Yeah.
The Rams are one of the most analytical teams in the league. And so far, Robert Woods has been nothing but consistent to start the year. But let me go to last year. So
Kupp hasn't though.
Yeah, but he'll be back. Like I said, they're analytical. Bills bad against the slot receiver who went off. Cooper Kupp. But look, 6 game. So this is exactly what happened. This is the beginning of the year, right? Carolina, 17 points, not bad. This is last year. New Orleans, bad game. Cleveland, bad game. Everybody's off of him, right? Yeah. So now he's at home against Tampa Bay. I'm sure. I look at that situation, I was like, this is a Woods game. Because Tampa Bay was always in those shootouts last year with Jameis and shit. And everyone was questioning the Rams and whatnot at that period of time. It always happens. A couple more weeks go. Crap, decent, okay. 17 points a game against Pittsburgh. Then Arizona, at Arizona. Bad defense. Smells like a Woods game. Every time. So this, to me, is one of those times where it smells like a Robert Woods situation. So I feel total confidence playing him in the lineups.
Yeah.
But what were you going to ask?
No. Keep on.
Okay. Well, let's move on because we got another game that I think could shoot out. This is an awesome week for matchups. We've gone through a lot of these matchups here. We're almost done, but this is such an awesome week for matchups. There's a lot of guys from a fantasy perspective that could explode. We could see usually 200 points in DraftKings is like you're cashing, like you're doing very well. I think 200 points might be like the cash line this week. Like you might only barely cash if you have 200 points.
Really?
Because I think there's so many guys in smash spots.
Yeah.
Like look at the lineup we've already built. Like Fitzpatrick, smash. Mike Davis could possibly smash against Arizona. Arizona's defense isn't like stout. He's getting all the work. Lockett, Metcalf, 20 points a week. Devontae Park, like if Will Fuller blows up like I think he's going to, like there's totally a universe where this is like, and this is a very, this might be a chalky lineup. I'm not actually sure. It depends on how Seattle, Miami percentages shake out, but I could just see the path to like people scoring a metric fuck ton of points this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought Singletary would be cheaper.
But all right, the man with the Midas touch, Joshua Allen, absolutely dominant so far to start this year. Goes up against the Raiders team. That's defense is absolutely horrific and
it's questionable.
Is really getting screwed on the wide receiver injury list.
Yeah.
So
they're like depleted.
They got Waller. Waller's back.
Yeah.
Waller against Buffalo, I like that matchup a lot. Because of the slot reception type shit.
Yeah.
And the metrics on that. Josh Jacobs, that one scares me. He's always in. He could go off every single week, or in any week, because of how much volume he gets. When you look at the 27 and 25 looks here.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a stay away. I mean, they're at home.
Doesn't Buffalo have a good run defense?
That's the thing. Buffalo has a good defense. Like,
yeah,
their pass. I think this is a skewed kind of number because I think everyone has to throw a lot on them because they're fucking putting up points every single week. But
yeah,
I don't know. I
see what you're saying.
Who's your favorite person in that matchup? Because I could see there's paths for a lot of people here. Who do you like most in this matchup?
Buffalo, like for the Buffalo, I like Singletary because I feel like he's gonna be the workhorse.
Is he guaranteed? Is Moss not going to play again? If Moss doesn't play again, I think I'll play Singletary every single week.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Moss still was limited in practice.
What a fucking toe! This guy's got turf toe or some shit.
Yeah, they usually say turf toe. I think if he's not playing, you could definitely count on Singletary getting you at least 20 points. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, he was in an awesome spot last week, and he delivered.
Yeah.
And Las Vegas has a really hard time stopping running backs.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely. I could see him smashing.
So that's a definitely.
It's just Josh Allen.
But Moss has got to be benched.
Yeah. Well, I can see you could also count on Diggs. I feel like Diggs and Allen stack isn't a bad one.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And
you could also. I'm never afraid to play Josh Allen by himself, though, either. I'm never afraid to play Josh Allen by himself.
Yeah. He has such a high floor.
Yeah, and he's. I
feel like he has like a.
Well, that's what makes him a great cash game play. But for a GPP perspective, a lot of times he'll throw it to these guys like Croft and Devin Knox and guys like it's not like Diggs has been
if you could guess the tight end, if you could guess the tight end,
the better thing to do is to just play him by himself, so you just get the 30 points and call it a day. Also, a lot of times he rushes it in himself.
Yeah.
So I like the Bills' defense in this matchup, even though they're on the road. Raiders are just beat up. I just don't see them.
And I could totally see the Bills just doubling Waller.
You think?
Yeah, because you could just literally look at the game script New England had against them and try to do something similar. Because he's not gonna have much to throw to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But if you're in a season long and you have Waller, I think there's a chance. Like I wouldn't play him in. I don't. I would not playing him too much here on DraftKings, but I think he's fine to play in season long. Like there's definitely he's good to get a decent chunk of points probably.
Because if he goes off, he's gonna go off.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right. Last but certainly not least.
My homeboy.
Oh my God. Okay. Sony Michel is questionable here.
Oh, that's definitely. You should throw Cam in there.
If Sony Michel is questionable and does not play, I don't know what's wrong with him. Hold on. Oh, it's his quad? That's fucking fucked. That's fucked. Quads and running backs is bad. If he does not play, James White in the My Daddy Died, I Am Coming Back to Take It Out on All You Motherfuckers game is in the smash. Kansas City's not great against running backs. James White, they're going to give him the ball. It's an emotional game for him, especially if fucking this guy's out. Otherwise, it's going to be the Rex Burkhead show. And we saw what that looked like last week. Looked like 3 fucking personal touchdowns and 35 points. So, there's guys to play. Also, on the Kansas City side, obviously, you got Patty Poopface, the legend. Uh, Tyreek Hill is
His real name
6,900.
is Patty Mahomes, my homeboy.
Tyreek
Patty, my
Hill is
homeboy.
6,900. That's an underprice. He does really
Oh
well against
yeah,
the Patriots every
yeah,
year.
definitely. If you're gonna stack someone, stack Mahomes with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. It's expensive as hell, but it's worth it.
But you were telling
No,
me that
maybe not Kelce, not Kelce,
yeah, I was gonna say.
but maybe you could do one of the old linemen or something. You know they're gonna get you a touchdown.
The old lineman.
Yeah, you didn't see he got a touchdown to two of his old linemen
Does he play
against Baltimore.
what do you call it? Does he play against? Wait, hold on. But oh fuck, I forgot. Hold on, I got distracted. 1 second.
You had the game log. Yep.
Okay.
I don't think that he did crazy against the Patriots last year.
I think
I think it was
he
the
did.
year before.
13 points, 8 targets, 6 for 62, no touchdowns. Like he's good to catch his bombs. Like he's gonna get open against them.
Yeah, but if you go to 2018, this will prove your point a little more. Bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had 40. He completely smashed them.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Well, this was the year. This was the year of total dominance. Like if you had Tyreek Hill this year, which I did.
Me too.
You had.
This is what made me a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
This is the year I really watched football, like 100%.
So I think Tyreek Hill is gonna open the field up a little bit. I could see Tyreek Hill smashing. Reiterate that point you had about Kelce. I want to look into that actually. So talk about it.
Usually, Bill Belichick tries to lock up someone, the best player, and I feel like a lot of the times in the past it's been Travis Kelce. Besides last year, I think last year he actively tried to stop Hill, but I don't think they have the personnel to stop Hill right now. And
so in the last game they played against him last year against New England, he had 7 catches, 9 targets, but for only 66 yards and no touchdowns. Kelce
18
really
points. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, but it's good for 18 points in this league that I'm looking at right here. But in terms of a ceiling perspective, it does prove your point about him trying to stop.
Yeah, check 2018. I don't think that game. I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Yeah, he only had 12 points, 5 catches, 61 yards. So
yeah, and
your theory's fine with that. Like I could see that. I'll keep going back because Kelce's been relevant in offense for a long time. 10 points, same thing. 5 for 40 yards. Yeah. So I think that's a good theory. I think I'd avoid Kelce this week.
Yeah.
So
Bill Belichick is gonna at least try to calm him down, because that's why it's usually so difficult for Mahomes against the Patriots. I feel like because he usually has that safety net with Kelce, and if he's gone, it makes him have to throw those bombs a little more.
I also, for the same reasons I love Hill, I love Hardman this week because they're starting to get him more and more involved in the offense.
Yeah,
and you can't guard them both.
Yeah,
you can't. They're just too fast. Edelman's playing hurt. That scares me. If he wasn't questionable, I would say he's in the smash because he does pretty well against the Chiefs. Damiere Byrd is 3,000.
He was.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. What?
No, keep on talking.
I said Damiere Byrd is 3,000. At $3,000, the last time the Patriots and Cam Newton threw the ball a lot, they did it, and Byrd got 9 targets. 9 targets at $3,000 is all you can really ask for. If he gets you 13 points at $3,000, you're chilling. So if that's a spot where people want to play,
I could definitely see it. Mahomes does shit like that for sure. Because I remember Pringle was one of them last year. Maybe was it last year?
Oh wait, this isn't on the Chiefs. This is on the Patriots.
Oh my bad.
The what do you call it?
Edelman.
Oh, you're saying you were talking about Hardman though.
Yeah. Edelman. He's been listed as limited for all all the practices this season. So take that with a grain of salt. I feel like
Yeah.
he's always, even last year he did that all year long.
He just looks hurt though. Like he didn't. He should have really played a lot better last week, and he didn't, and that scares me. That's the thing for me, is I just don't. I don't know, just scares me based on how he looked. But all right, now that we've gone through all of these, we do need one more running back. Under 5,000. There's Ronald Jones. We could stack the defense.
Yeah, I could, especially with the running too. It makes sense for Ronald Jones. I do like Burkhead though, but I can see where you're coming from with the James White. So
yeah, and they're gonna throw, which means that James White's gonna get all that shit. But Patriots running backs are like Eagles running backs to me. I'm scared to play them. They scare me, and I don't know. I just am nervous about it. Devontae Freeman, how did he do? Like the Rams get ran on, and like, no, I can't. I'm too scared. Too scared to play Freeman. Well, I was talking about Murray before. If he gets a touchdown, like, considering all the pieces they're missing.
Scroll back up a little.
I only have 5,000. This is as high as I can go.
Oh, okay. Scroll down a little bit. So, you don't like Hines or Jones?
I like Jones.
He's gonna
We're playing their defense, so.
Yeah. I was gonna say Hines is gonna be, if he's gonna be involved in the catching game, then he's a nice little floor. But I don't see him booming that much.
That's what I'm saying. Jones, I could legitimately see.
Yeah, especially since he's gonna get he's probably gonna get the full workload this week. I think Jones is a safer pick.
Yeah. Hold on. Do I want? I don't know. Now that I'm looking at Burkhead, I'm like, but if Michelle doesn't play, it's just about we're chasing the lead back roles. I think Jones will be in a position, especially if it rains. That's the thing. If it rains, he's either going to end up with one of these stat lines where it's 13 for 53 right here, or 17 for 66, and he ends up with 10 points, or he's going to get like 2 touchdowns and like 20 carries, 25 carries, because it's just raining and they can't pass the ball at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what scares me.
And Brady would definitely lean to. He always goes the most conservative route.
At least when it's bad weather, I just can't see it working out any other way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So this is our lineup. We got Ryan Fitzpatrick. We got Mike Davis. So we paid down at running back. We got Mike Davis. Yeah. We got Ronald Jones. Right? We got Lockett. We got Metcalf. We have Devontae Parker and Gesicki to complete the full stack of this game. Yeah. We have Will Fuller in the flex against Houston.
Yeah.
Or I'm an idiot. Against Minnesota. And then the Buccaneers defense.
Oh, my bad. I thought the exact same thing you did.
And then the Buccaneers defense against the Chargers in the rain. I feel good about this.
Yeah.
I feel good about it. So, that's been our lineup. I'm Russell Broderick. That's Dario Albuquerque. I'm never going to get it right, ever. And we will see you next time.
Peace.